First one, officially Ski Bum Podcast. I am sitting here at my home resort, Roundtop Mountain Resort in central Pennsylvania, with a guy I actually used to look up to quite a bit skiing back here, Mike Urich.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, dude. Of course. I've been honestly...
Thanks for the kind words.
I've always wanted to run a podcast, and I would just always think of, like, the people if I went home who I'd hit up. And obviously you were one of the better skiers. So, like, it'd be cool to talk to Stanball just because of the whole King of Jib thing.
Yeah.
But as far as skiing and skills, I'd always wanted to talk to you. Oh. So, we're here at Roundtop, and there's some sort of a run going on up and down the mountain. And the rails are out, so I was like, I'm so confused. Must not have put them away too well at the end of the year.
Talk to Brennan about that one.
Dang, Mike. So what have you been up to lately?
Well, being a dad.
Nice.
Just been, working my 9-to-5 job. Coaching Little League Baseball.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
How old are your kids now?
Witten is 6 and Rylan is 5.
Holy cow. Time flies, dude.
I know.
Holy cow. I remember when they were like 1 and 2 and you were like, oh yeah, I'm having a kid. I was like, whoa. That's so crazy. How old are you now?
I am 33.
33?
I'll be 34 in October. I'm getting up there.
Time flies. I just saw Steve right before I left Salt Lake.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, what's up, Ryan? It's been a while. I was like, yeah, I haven't really skied much this year. But I was like, dang, the PA guys.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, well, it's crazy to be back at Roundtop. I usually always come up here when I'm home, at least at night.
You have to.
I mean, when the lights, yeah, exactly. I have to. But dang.
You had to move out west.
Yeah. I had to. You stayed. You had a family, though.
I know.
So
I was about to move out west.
I know. I remember.
But then I hurt my knee. That kind of.
I actually looked you up on Google just to see if I could find anything that I didn't already know right before this, and that was one of the first things. Was like a new schoolers. I think it was like you posting your 2013, 2014 edit, and it was like the picture was the Roundtop Big Air Ski jump, and it was like, yeah, tore my ACL, meniscus, like all this. I was like, oh god.
Yeah. Definitely was an eye-opening experience.
Oh, I'm sure. My foot thing's been pretty wild. Just going through all that.
Yeah.
It's not as much as a knee, but
no.
It's definitely been slower recovery than I thought for a dang foot.
Yeah. Injuries definitely can put a new perspective on things.
Yeah. But we can start at the beginning.
The beginning.
What high school did you go to around here?
Redland.
Nice.
You went to what, Mechanicsburg?
Mechanicsburg, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like the fact that, because you've always lived close to Roundtop, right?
Yeah, I grew up about probably 7 miles down the road. 7
miles. See, I feel like that plays such a big part in how any of us got any good around here. Yeah. It was just being 15 minutes away.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what Derek always talks about whenever I talk to him. He's like, yeah, dude, it's wild that we live 10 minutes from a ski resort.
Mm-hmm.
And hardly any traffic back then.
Yeah. You had a couple hours to spare. Yeah. Came up in the road.
Yeah. Any time of the day, just...
Yeah, it didn't matter. Rain.
There's always someone here. I remember just coming up here and Josh Wong being out of homeschool was just already here at 1, 2 o'clock.
If you didn't know better, his school was here.
That's true. That's true. But dang, man. So you grew up around here, came here a bunch. What was the ski scene like back then? I just remember, we can get into it, but I just remember growing up as a snowboarder coming here my first 4 years, and then learning who Man House Media was and RT Weekends and all that, and that was the coolest thing to me.
Yeah, so, I mean, we can even go before that. I mean, middle school, I got my first pair of twin tips from my cousin, Brian Keat, who's also pretty big legend up here, big mogul skier. He actually was the very first park manager back in the day. There was a little, they had a kicker and a quarter pipe
Nice.
Kind of where Bunker Hill is.
Gotcha.
But that was back when it wasn't a quad chair. It was 2 double chairs side by side.
Really? Right here?
Yeah.
Whoa, I never knew that.
And there was a mid station that got off right at...
Bunker?
Yeah.
What the heck? I never knew this.
Yeah, I got the privilege to watch some VHS tapes of the park back then.
I just remember my first experience of park at Roundtop was here in J-Bar, and there was just at the very bottom this freaking box. It was like a quarter pipe to just a box, and that went like 10 feet straight up, and like nothing was ever shaped. It was just like a rounded lip. But I was just like, what? This is so cool, but I was not anywhere close good enough to even attempt something like that. But just at the bottom at J-Bar was just a quarter pipe with a box going straight up.
That's cool.
What era was that?
So, that was probably Phil Minter.
Gotcha.
I would think.
Wow.
But,
I think it's crazy to think. I thought I've seen Roundtop grow. You've probably seen it the most change.
Oh, yeah. I mean... You mentioned Steve. Steve Stepp grew up here.
Yeah.
Can't forget about Roundtop Riders.
Yeah.
I don't know if their videos are still around, but they were like the first crew around here.
That was Steve and Tom and some other guys.
Yeah, Evan Rezitar.
Tom was kind of a part of that.
Tom was a part of that. When I had my first pair of twin tips, the first year I got into park pretty heavy. I actually went to a preseason rail jam down at Liberty with Evan Rezitar, Steve Stepp, and Tom Wallish.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and there was a kicker there. Wallish was doing all sorts. It was Lincoln loops and stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that was my first
big jump Wallish. Obviously.
Oh yeah, this was that summer before that that fall there was a preseason jam here by the A-frame building. And it was a flat down box, and Wallish, that was the first time anyone heard of Wallish.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
He won it. Imagine that. But, it's kind of wild thinking back, like, the riders that were here, like, when the park scene was just starting.
Yeah.
And then they became, like...
Who they are, yeah. Steve and Tom.
It's pretty wild.
Dang.
I mean, I'm sure Wallish wouldn't remember me. At all.
You don't think at all?
No.
He's pretty good memory.
Yeah, I don't really recall ever really having a conversation with him. I was a little quiet back then.
That's crazy. It's just, yeah. What was it? Whenever Steel City went down, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, I guess A-Hall and a few buddies were in New York, and they actually drove past Roundtop, and they even said, like, yo, we saw this mountain on the way to Seven Springs. So I was like, yo, that's Roundtop. That's my home resort. And it was open and stuff. And I was like, dude, you know how crazy the kids would have went?
Oh, they would have went nuts, dude.
So it's kind of, it's crazy little Roundtop. Especially having Tom and Steve around back in the day. But then even like Manoni.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about...
Dude, you ran this place for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, Manoni, Andy Maurer, they had, I guess maybe I misspoke. Roundtop Riders probably wasn't the first crew. I mean, you can even go back. I think my cousin had a crew called what was it? Something tuna.
Oh my God.
I forget what he called it. But then there's Hucking Wattas. They would do like parkour type stuff, but also skiing stuff, just like and Phil and Andy Maurer, and I believe Manoni was a part of that. But the guys that really taught me stuff was Phil and Andy Maurer.
Sick.
As far as skiing goes.
Sick.
Ski tricks, flips. They were always around for like my first flips of whatever.
That's how I feel like it was from, like, I remember Stanball was the one helping me with my underflips, because it was just some random day and he was the only one up here. And when you tell someone you're going to do a trick on the jump and they go down and stand on the knuckle, you kind of got to.
Yeah.
Dang, that's funny. And then you guys got into RT weekends and that crew?
Yeah. Well,
or how'd that come about? Because Sam was the filmer.
Yeah, Sam got introduced to the crew.
Did he get a job here and then?
I think it was more through, Derek Longenbach and John Doris. They all went to the same high school.
Gotcha. Derek's an insane skier too.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about Derek. Silky smooth.
Yeah. I just remember somebody telling me, because he was friends with like Peyton and who was the other lift ticket scanner?
Hannah,
that he went 2 years without a season pass because he just knew them. Because they would always be on 5.
Yep.
That's so crazy. I've seen him a few times out in Colorado.
But yeah, there was I guess before RT weekends and such, Phil, Stanball, myself, there's a couple snowboarders called Park Rats.
Park Rats, nice.
And then it went to, the RT Weekends crew, Manhouse Media, however you want to call it.
Those videos were so legit when I was a kid. The intro is, I feel like, what made it so much more legit.
Oh, yeah.
Brady doing the 360, just knuckling and flipping out of his skis.
Oh, yeah. Brady likes to send it, but
yeah,
he likes to also fall a lot, too. He's the most prone to get hurt.
The double arm cast the one season.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But yeah, dude, I remember just that crew of like, obviously it was me, Derek, and Josh, and then there was Toast, Doris, you, Longenbach, Jurgel,
Devin Shoemaker.
I remember Devin.
Surface
I didn't know him
King.
super well, yeah. And then Sam Kreps behind the camera all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That was just a cool crew. That was
we were just out having fun.
Who was the park manager of that era?
Stanball.
Stanball was? All right. Wow, Stanball, park crew.
Making his mark to what?
They were some of the...
Setting the standard, for the future,
They were some of the best freaking...
Yeah, turn those windshield wipers on. I gotta see what those runners are doing going up and down the hill.
Don't touch the rails, man. That looks like... So that was our last setup, apparently.
Yeah, those are all in...
Did you make an edit this year at all?
So, I've been having some computer issues. I finally have a computer that will handle Adobe Premiere.
Gotcha.
I have a lot of editing to do.
A couple Laps with Dads episodes?
I still got a Laps with Dad from last year to put together. So, yeah, there'll be a few for this year, and then I don't know. I might just put it all into one. Laps with Dad movie, maybe.
Dude, I was looking on New Schoolers because that was like the main thing that popped up in Google, and I looked through and it was like your second or third one you ever made got like 6,000 views.
Oh yeah,
that was sick.
It took off there whenever I was on top of it, but dude, life gets busy, man. When you're a dad and you got a family and you're coaching baseball and such,
Little league,
working.
That's awesome, dude. But yeah, crazy to think about old times around top. Do you have any crazy stories that come to mind now that we're sitting here looking at Minuteman Lift?
Oof, I don't know.
Any that you're able to talk about?
Keeping you in line. No. Crazy stories.
Any crazy things happen off the gun barrel drop?
Phil Minter 720 that
really a long time ago.
Yeah.
Dang. That's insane.
Recruit jump line was pretty entertaining back in the day.
Oh, true. Because you were probably here. Were you here when it was the super pipe or whatever?
Yeah.
Super pipe.
I hit it.
Was it actually like a 20-foot?
Oh yeah.
Jeez. Because that's where the J bar came from, right?
No, that was always there.
That was always
there.
There
was a separate one over there.
Oh, people always told me that's where J bar came from, was that.
No, that was always
They just
there.
tore that one out and threw it away?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe they sold it. I have no clue.
I wonder where it went then.
But yeah, the super pipe was pretty crazy back in the day. I think it only opened like a season or two.
That's crazy to think of. If you think now of all the places
it was the biggest
that have super pipes.
It was the biggest on the East Coast.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the places that have super pipes, Copper, Mammoth, like these huge resorts. So to think Roundtop had one.
It was 600 feet long.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the same length as,
Why
X
did they
Games
have
pipe.
that? Did they ever have no contest?
I have no clue, dude.
Someone just like, let's...
Just bragging rights, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know what made them put a super pipe in.
That's so crazy.
You'd have to ask.
We could have X Games here if
maybe
we still had it.
Might have to... Who would you ask about that one? I have no clue.
Because do you still...
Manoni was, I think, park manager then, maybe.
He was park manager at the time?
Yeah, or park crew.
Gotcha.
But,
dang, that's insane. Can't believe they're doing a run right now.
I don't know. Who wants to run up the hill?
The hill, it's a tiny hill, too. I mean, it actually would suck to run up, but compared to other mountains,
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of funny.
Crazy stories.
Nothing comes to mind?
What kind of crazy are you talking about? Like,
Someone doing a crazy trick and getting hurt, or freaking...
I don't know. There's one night I just came up. It was actually, I think it was like a Saturday night. Just got done watching like X Games slopestyle. And, I don't know, it amped me up. So I came up skiing. I was the only one on recruit. And, might have, like, back then, it was like the biggest trick was like a 9 or something, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And I had done some 9s, but I was doing 9s on the last jump, and I'm just like, yo, let's go to X Games, Nah, but now today, it's just insane the level of riding today versus like what it was back in middle school and high school, like
The double grab 21s.
Yeah.
It's insane. Nose butter, dub, bring back.
Yeah, it's just like, I watch edits now and I'm just like, who comes up with these things?
Yeah. It's wild to see, but some of it's just like, I don't know. The bring back stuff to me is kind of the cooler thing, to only do like a dub 12 or something bring back.
Yeah.
Or something like that. More than
It's all
just doing the triple 18s.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, they're wild, but
yeah, no, totally.
To stop your rotation and...
That's the craziest part. Like at Jib League, watching them just do flat 5 bringbacks, or...
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's so... It's so crazy. It's so cool, because you're just like, is he going 5 or is he keeping it 3?
Kids
like,
are too good these days.
Dude, Walker shreds. If you ever see that kid
I've seen him on...
ski in person, it is ridiculous.
I've seen his videos.
It's so
pretty
ridiculous.
impressive.
He's just this tall. High-pitched voice still. He has grown up. I remember seeing him at Park City on like a Tuesday at 11 o'clock. Like, dude, why aren't you in fucking school? And he's just got this high-pitched little voice. And he was like 3 feet tall. But he was doing freaking backslide on the last part of like a 50-foot quad kink or 6 kink. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But it is crazy to think that, like, when I was in college in Colorado, you realize that because the resort's closed at 4, that those kids out there don't ski as much. Like, Roundtop, we always were like, oh, they're skiing more than us. And then you actually go out there, and it's like, no, because of night skiing.
Well, here now, there is no night skiing on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Dude. That is the craziest thing. I thought that was stand-ball.
So did I. Like, get him in here.
God damn. I would love to talk to stand-ball. Did you ever help him with the whole King of Jib stuff? Because you were in it.
I was in it.
So I didn't know if you helped it with him too much.
The other thing, no, that was his beast, man. He got all the sponsors and coordinated everything. I might have built a rail or 2 for him.
Gotcha.
But,
I was going to say, because that's what you still do around here.
Yeah.
On Park Crew.
Yep.
I saw you build that, what was it, Dragon Tail rail?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like a little whoop rail.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah, I build 2 or 3 rails a season.
Nice. Just free pass.
Yeah.
Do you I work for the kids then?
Yeah, I work, well, yeah, the kids are like, it's like $40 a pass for the year, but yeah, I work part-time, park crew, do park sets. If we ever have jumps, I help test and build them, and
Because Bear and Dan still do groomers.
Bear, not so much, but Dan, and there's a couple other guys, but mainly just Dan.
Is Nate back?
I believe so. I think he's working.
He's back for a little bit.
I think he's working down in Hanover.
Gotcha. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw him back the one year, and I was like, what? Because he was up in Vermont, or...
I think he's working for the township or something, doing
Nice.
like construction stuff.
Nice. You guys ever get the freaking crew reunion and come up to Roundtop?
I mean, Stanball's up here a lot with Carter and...
Gotcha. I was trying to make it home this year. I mean, they didn't open till after Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I brought my stuff home just in case. I think. Or was I not even home? I can't even remember.
Yeah, I mean, Phil and Stanball, Andy, they're up here a lot with their kids. They got a little tailgate spot down there below Fanny Hill.
Gotcha. Nice.
That's the place to hang out
The new
over
spot
there.
now.
Yeah.
Instead of bottom of Fanny.
Oh yeah.
Get on the slow lift.
Oh yeah.
And go up to the park.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got my daughter on a box this year.
Nice. You're
Yeah.
still making custom skis for them, aren't you?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I've been
Pressing skis.
yeah, so like it's been pretty fun. I
Looks fun.
really enjoy it. And I've made about 3 pairs for him now. And
Bunch of different lengths
yeah,
as they grow.
as they grow, kids grow like a weed, man. So it's like every year they need a new set. But the pairs I just made this past year for him, they were the best yet. And as far as construction and
Sick.
they're all custom. Like I make the molds. I make
Yeah. That's so cool.
I have a pneumatic press and it's just fun taking raw materials and
Yeah.
so the kids they drew on the cores with like marker.
And then you just clear over top of it.
Yeah, so I used clear top sheet and
Gotcha.
so like they made their
so
own
cool.
graphics. And I used clear base too, so they did the bottoms of the cores too. So
No way.
their bases they have like a graphic. One of these days I'll figure out somewhere that can sub-laminate
Gotcha.
and
Yeah.
do actual graphics, but no, that's definitely one of my passions as of late,
Yeah. I
building
remember-
skis.
I remember when you built. I think you built like 1 or 2 182s for yourself, and I was like, "Dang, dude, that's pretty sweet." To like, because they were kind of just like Batalas, because you rode Batala at the time.
Yeah, and I was just, I was tracing their ski
Gotcha.
and, but with the kid skis, like I've been getting as far as like just making my own templates and my own shape of ski, and it's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Have they gotten a lot better? But just from doing it year after year.
Yeah, so Witten can go down pretty much every slope, fife and drum over.
Gotcha.
He can
Sick.
do all the beginner slopes by himself. My daughter can do some areas by herself, but most of the time I have the straps on her.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they're getting into it. They love
That's
it.
so cool, dude.
I think I skied more with them than I did myself.
yourself?
This year. They're just really into it now, and it's pretty neat seeing them progress and actually like really get into the sport.
Yeah.
So that makes me happy.
Yeah. Especially once she gets off the leash and you can kind of just like hit a rail, then go back towards them. And
Yeah.
That'll be sick when you can follow them on a rail.
Yeah, so this at the end of the season, it was my first time taking the kids up, both of them at the same time on the chairlift.
Gotcha.
I mean, I gotta lift both of them up. Like they're so small, So like it's a struggle, dude. It was nerve wracking, but we went up fife and drum the one time, and Witten likes to, all the kids. The kids side hitting and stuff. He loves to do it. So now that I'm a dad, I let it happen. As kids, we always hated that, but
You gotta let them fall.
yeah. But so Witten going down, and he's going over the rollers and doing a side hit or two.
Sick.
And Rylan, she can ski by herself. So I got her to the beginning of a rail pad, and I hit a rail, and I wanted her to ski down to me then, but she had a freak out, so I looked like this awful parent. This selfish parent trying to hit a rail, you know. I felt bad, but I was like, just ski down to me. Like,
gotcha.
But, you know,
he freaked her out with the
kids,
rail.
you never know. You never know what mood they're going to be in, and I guess it was a different slope for her, and she just... So then I had to hike up and grab her. But...
Dang, well, how are your thoughts on, because Vail moved our park from the awesome Fife, where the lift's right next to everything, you could see the entire park, over to Susquehanna, which was kind of curvy, a little steeper, a little too fast when it was cold, but then we got it back on Fife. How did you feel about?
I mean, it was a cool change in my opinion. It definitely was different.
Gotcha.
There was no, like...
It was harder to keep up with your, like...
Yeah, like, there was times where I'd come up and, like, I could never catch up with anybody.
Yeah.
You know, like, I never knew who was there.
Yeah.
You know, Fife, you could see people on the lift. You
From
know,
the
like,
top and the bottom.
Yeah, like, you stop and you can chat with them. But Susquehanna, it was kind of like, you almost had the slope to yourself half the time. Like,
yeah.
It was quick. It stayed firm longer. It never got soft.
Gotcha.
Like, because it pretty much all in the shade almost.
Yeah, not direct sunlight.
We did have a sick jump on there for a little bit.
Dang, I missed that.
I thought the park was fun. Was it the most convenient park? No. They didn't have enough personnel to run exhibition lift all the time, so you had to go ramrod.
Gotcha. So that's what made it harder.
Yeah. So that was the only, like, downfall. Saturday mornings, perfect. Sunday mornings, perfect, because they had exhibition running.
Gotcha.
And if you get up here early enough before the crowds get in, you can get some laps in. You know, so that's when I would go up. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember coming home and I remember like lapping someone for it was like most of the day, and then realizing they were here all day. And I was like, oh, what? Yeah,
like you can't see who's on the ramrod chairlift from there, you know?
It was a fun park. It was really slushy when I was there, and even then it was still somewhat fast. Like you'd have to speed check kind of hard going into like the quad kink or something, just because that was such a burly rail. But it was definitely fun. It was cool having just like you hit the last feature and then basically just hold all your speed to get to the lift. So it was like kind of fun.
Yeah.
To land switch and then just keep going.
Oh yeah.
Especially in front of the tubing people.
Gotta show off for them. It's definitely good though that it's back on Fife. You can't go wrong with Fife.
What was up with I was like talking to a bunch of kids on park crew and stuff about them like cutting a bunch of people that were like, usually they bring back everybody and then add a couple people to park crew, and they like cut a bunch of people this year. Just park crew funding or something. Do you know anything?
I'm not too educated on that subject, but I do know that there was like the amount of hours worked is definitely more strict than it used to be.
Gotcha.
Like I used to come up like when it was peak resorts, and I would work part-time. My part-time hours would be, I would come in at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Work in the shop, build rails, fix rails, and then clock out and go ski for a couple hours and then go home. I can't do that anymore.
Gotcha.
Because of how the budget's worked out.
Gotcha.
So they're basically, it's a tight budget on who's working, when, and how many hours. And
Gotcha.
like the full-time staff, once they hit their 40 hours, they're done for the week.
Dang.
So then it relies on part-time help.
Gotcha.
That's my understanding of it.
Gotcha.
You could talk to Brennan about the other rest.
Gotcha. I don't know 100%, but I just remember people talking about, oh yeah, like I didn't get hired back, and it was after the cutoff date to buy an Epic Pass.
Oh gosh.
So they were like, well, I can't even buy a pass, and I don't have this job that I was expecting.
Yeah, I don't know what...
Gotcha. Bail.
Yeah. Yeah,
They didn't even set anything on bunker.
No, it's designated for park, but honestly, it's no point.
Yeah.
Unless they put the jump back in there.
I was gonna say, I remember that jump.
That was...
It always had the gnarliest bomb hole.
I learned a lot of tricks on that jump.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's sick. I never really liked that jump. I think I'd do like a 3 or a 5 and that's it. Because if it was really icy and you fell, you literally slid into all the trees that were at the bottom of it.
Back in the day, Phil, Standball, myself, and whoever else was in the crew then, we'd hike that jump.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because back in the day, it was bunker and what they called the incubator park right next to the half pipe.
Yeah.
Back when the half pipe. So that was the park.
That's crazy. I definitely remember cutting through it when I snowboarded and I just wasn't good enough. I'd like hit the jump every now and then, but I just remember people like, it was just a step down. It had a nice steep landing if you like kind of hit the sweet spot, but most people would hit the knuckle and then there'd be this crazy bomb hole.
I think Phil was doing 10s on that.
No way, that's insane.
Switch Misty 9s.
No way. With the trees at the bottom.
Oh yeah,
that's so sick. That's so sick.
Dang. Yeah, I learned a whole bunch of tricks on that jump.
Well, we can go back into, because I remember going to Big Boulder and watching you in some events. Were there any, like, did you go north to any of the Rails to Riches or anything like that?
I did.
Oh.
So, my first one, I went up to the Loaded Turkey Rail Jam.
Yep.
Won that.
You won it.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
So, that was my first time getting into Rails to Riches.
Do you know what year that was?
2012, maybe?
2012.
Yeah, that was one of my bigger highlights. I mean, that was my first time competing out of state, too. So, like, to such early season, they get such a head start.
Yeah.
And, we were probably just skiing boxes in J-Bar Park at the time,
yeah.
But,
opening weekend Roundtop.
Yeah, who knows, Roundtop might not have even been open then. Because this is like Thanksgiving time,
Yeah, very true.
Went up there with, I think it was Doris, Eric Canner. I don't know if you remember that name.
I don't know if I remember
I don't know if there's anyone else. But, we took the trip up there for the weekend and I competed. And Jackie Kling was there. She won the women's and I won the men's division.
Did you know she won a contest this year?
I had no clue she was even skiing anymore.
I asked somebody who went to that. It was not the Steel City, but it was some Toyota event at Seven Springs this year. And I knew a girl that went there. I was like, oh, like, what are the other girls that were skiing there? And they were like, yeah, this girl named Jackie Kling won. I was like, what the fuck? She's got to be 30-something? 20? Yeah, holy cow. And she won. She beat a bunch of 18-year-old girls. Good for her. That's insane.
I know. But yeah, so...
Loaded Turkey
was a highlight for me. That was pretty cool.
I went and tried to win that one time, and it dumped snow. I had no speed. I think that's when I met Alex Keimel.
Okay.
And I don't even think I placed. But it was sick. I got a really cool picture.
Do you remember Carrion McVeigh?
Yes.
He was like second, I think. And Casey...
At the Loaded Turkey?
Yeah, Casey...
Arnold?
What was that?
Casey Arnold?
No, it's actually K-C and then Browser. I forget how to say his last name, but he was from like Canada, I think.
Gotcha.
But he was...
They all tried to do it?
Yeah. But, they're good guys. But, I think I did 3 Rails to Riches.
Nice. Dang, that's so sick.
Yeah, I was
that's like the mecca of rail skiing. Those Rails to Riches back then. For sure.
I was always behind though. Freaking.
I feel like I
never competed well in it.
Oh, I just feel like getting into that, you're just like starstruck of like the industry basically goes there for that one rail
people
event.
Flying
LJ, in Kai Capella, all those guys.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, just wild. The riders that show up for that.
I couldn't imagine what that would be like after like sitting and watching King of Jib go down here. Like And that was for some money, but not at all as much as... Because what, Rails to Riches was like 20 grand back in the day at some point or something?
Yeah, it was something outrageous.
Yeah. So it was people throwing down.
The setups were always just so large, too.
Yeah, just like super tall handrails, like quad kinks.
Yeah.
And like gaps between them.
Closeouts.
Yeah. Dang, dude, that's...
Big down, flat downs. Flat downs with side kinks and... all sorts of...
Any other... So that was probably... Any other events that...
There was one like web-based event.
Gotcha.
Called Nike Chosen. And I got second in it out of...
No way.
Yeah. Dale Talkington won first. John Ware got third.
You beat John Ware? That's sick.
Yeah.
That's a good claim. That's a real good claim. Dang, dude, that's insane.
That was pretty cool. But yeah.
Was that whenever Nike was like all the rumors of them starting to make boots and stuff like that? Was that era? Because they were still in snowboarding then.
Yeah, it was kind of around that time period. I think it was like 2014.
That was
2013. So 2013.
You got second in the Nike Chosen thing.
Yeah.
While being sponsored by Under Armour? Were you still on Under Armour?
Yes, Under Armour and Clint.
Clint, nice.
The first era of Clint.
First era of Clint. Do you still get skis from them now?
Yeah.
They're European based, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Crazy. I might see them. I'm trying to go to Europe next winter.
Yeah, go check them out.
You're still rocking the knee bindings?
Yeah.
Nice. No knee problems since then?
No.
Wow, that's crazy. I saw some dude bring them into the ski shop this winter. And it's just so... Because, like, most people don't even know about knee bindings at all. Yeah. Especially, like, the third din aspect of it all. And this guy brought them in, and I was like, oh, sick, knee bindings. I haven't seen these since Mike. Not many people have them.
I think I'm still, like, the only one riding them. But, you know...
As long as they work.
They work for me. I've done 9s. I've done 8s out. I've done 6. You know, they hold up for me.
Yeah.
You know, there's definitely times where, like, now that I'm getting older... If my skis need to fall off, I want them to fall off. So
yeah, totally.
I'm not too worried if I don't land something because if I'm not landing perfect, you know, if I'm landing backseat or something and I fall, that's fine. I just take the fall. But
dang, I kind of want to see these clips now because I always remember like I'd come home and I knew you wouldn't ski a whole lot just because of the whole family and job and everything, and then we'd ski like one day and you'd still be doing like 2 to switch and 4s on. And I was just like, dang, like still out ripping.
I can still keep up with you.
That's sick, dude. You got to come out to Salt Lake or...
I'd love to go out west.
One weekend. You just got to come out next year. Or Mammoth, dude.
Mammoth.
I guess that'll be... I guess since if you have an epic pass from here, you could come to Park City next year. Imagine you and Steve making edit.
I might be able to... Does he ski much anymore? I know he doesn't put out much content. At least I don't see it. If
he doesn't put out a whole lot. It's usually just story stuff or like clip. He's at Park City quite a bit for having a tech job at Backcountry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Still working there?
Yeah. Yep. He's like the highest up dude. Like Derek was working at Backcountry for a little bit and he's like, anytime I'd have a problem with my computer, Steve would show up.
Oh gosh, I bought outerwear off of Steve one year.
Well, I have your pink pants.
Yeah, I didn't buy those off of him. Those pink pants, man.
Is there a curse to the pink pants at all?
There's no curse.
There's no curse.
Why? Did you get hurt with them?
I'm trying to think.
I don't think there's a curse. It's all good vibes, man. Those are some of the best years skiing with those things.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's like one of the first times I remember you in ski gears. It might have been Campbell actually. I can't remember. Somebody was just like wearing them and just laughing and
Derek Longenbach and myself. We had them. We were probably the first kids to have Saga pants here. We had them before they were cool.
I talked to Steve when I saw him last weekend. I asked him, I was like, dude, do you know anybody that has like a stash of old Saga somewhere? Like any of the workers, like anybody? And he's like, I don't know, I could probably find some people for you. Because those are the only pants I want to wear.
Yeah.
Like all the new pants, like even Steve is not a fan of his pants that he's wearing right now, those pink ones. They just flap way too much for how baggy.
Yeah.
What is a big pet peeve of yours that you see in skiing now? No poles, the parachute pants that aren't quite baggy, thick baggy.
I'm definitely not a fan of the parachute pants.
Parachute pants, yeah. They flap too much. Is that the aspect of you don't like?
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, just go baggy.
Yeah.
Just find yourself some sagas and. No, I don't know. I feel like I never got too much into the swerving.
Gotcha.
Maybe that's just my old habit. I don't know. I don't know. Just some of the landings, it's like,
yeah.
Is that a landed trick or is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Back in the day, you had to land forward or back, like straight.
There was
whether
no
it was
revert
switch
for a while.
or forward.
Yeah.
There's no reverts.
Yeah.
If you revert, it don't count. This is kind of how I roll.
Yeah. No, totally. And it seems like all the older guys that you ski with still will even call that out. Like we'll be at Spring Pass or something, or just like we'll be like watching X Games, like practices or something, and like I don't want to go into it, but some of the girls will like hit one feature, then revert, then hit the next feature, revert.
You can't revert.
And it's just like, yes, it's practice. I understand, but
like I still don't revert in the park.
Yeah.
Like if I land switch, I'm hitting the next rail switch regardless of what rail it is. Like there's no reverts.
I had to do some reverts this year at Brighton just because of the foot.
Yeah, excuses.
I just haven't. I just didn't want to hit some of the stuff switch lip. But I always think about it, I'm like, fuck, I just reverted. Because that was such a big thing. I remember seeing a video of Tanner going off on somebody recently about it.
Oh, I saw him. I saw that video, I think.
There was something about speed checks, like, stop doing such big speed checks or something. There's something about reverts or speed checks.
Yeah.
But dang, any other pet peeves that you see? Do you still like go on New Schoolers and watch edits or?
Not as much as I used to. When I was posting like the Laughs with Dad videos regularly, I was on it more.
Gotcha.
I do get on it. It's actually like my home screen on my internet on my phone.
Still?
Yeah.
I get on so rarely these days.
I'm not. That's the only like I'll look at it, see if there's anything like interesting, and then I'll move on. But.
What about any
a lot of the kids here don't even realize that New Schoolers is like a website. Yeah. It's like they think it's just an Instagram account.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's where all the kids are these days.
I think someone asked if I had like all these social media things. I was like, no, but I got a New Schoolers account, and they're like, what's that?
Oh my god!
I was like, I'm not even bothering.
I think there was a good 4-year span where I didn't get on at all.
Yeah.
It's just like you comment anything and kids just start ripping you apart. Yeah. Especially if you're dyslexic and spell some things wrong. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dang, man. So you're just around here doing Roundtop. Do you go on any family vacations?
I think we'll start as
they get a little older.
Once the kids probably after this year or maybe even this year we'll do some ski trips to maybe go to Seven Springs or something.
Sick. That was the first place I ever rode twin tips. Nice. I had race skis off Chris Wilson my first year here at Roundtop, and then I got some K2 silencers at the, Mountainside Ski Swap or something, and before Roundtop was open, Seven Springs opened. I went straight there, and I absolutely sucked. I remember just being in their J-Bar park, and it was just double barrels and 1 or 2 boxes, and I was just on the boxes watching the kids hit the double barrels, and I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
But those were the days.
I went to Camelback once this year.
You did?
Yeah.
How was that?
So, I got connected by Stanball with Almond Film Co., and gotcha. They are contracted to do commercials and advertising for Camelback. Gotcha. So, I got to... I'll tell you what, it's the first time I ever got filmed and photographed just carving, Gotcha. But you know what? It wasn't bad, dude. I think I want to do more of that, more advertising type stuff. But their park scene's terrible.
Oh, didn't they used to have a decent park?
They did. It was like the groomers like tilt out the jump, like the takeoffs to like rails. The jumps were like just spines.
Gotcha. Dang.
Propane tanks were tilted over.
Oh my god.
But it was just wild when I went there. You know, you pass Big Boulder, and it's like I don't even think about going there
It's
anymore.
so wild, dude.
That's all I used to think about was going to Big Boulder, and you know, it's just like wild to just drive right by it.
Yeah,
and
the drastic decline of how it was like, because it's like 21 slopes, and like 18 of them were all park.
Pretty
like,
much.
The best jumps on the southern East Coast, like basically on the East Coast, other than like Corinthia or something.
It was the place to be in PA for sure.
Yeah.
I always liked it better than Springs.
Yeah. Well, it was just you had more options too to like go to the other places, and
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, Big Boulder was just well, that's where all the Jersey kids came.
Yep.
Because how old?
Ryan Stevenson.
Exactly.
I met him. I met him at Camelback when he was probably like 5 years old.
It's insane.
Now he's like just killing it.
Yeah, he lives in Innsbruck now. I want to go visit him.
I was wondering if he lived, there.
He's got a girlfriend, and he moved to Innsbruck. I think because he was just traveling to Europe so much for the contest that he was doing. I don't think he does a whole lot. But did you see the Strictly movie?
I did.
With his street?
Yeah, insane.
I've been waiting, dude, to put that kid in the street. I've been waiting for that. And then, a lip 4 on to a down flat, down donkey.
Yeah.
That was incredible. And that probably took him like 4 tries.
Probably. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, that kid.
He was a little squirt.
How old is Casey Arnold? Is he around your age?
He's a little younger.
A little younger.
Apparently he's been skiing. My buddy John Matalavich, he's park crew at Blue Mountain.
Gotcha.
And they do a contest every year to win, and one of the prizes is the season pass for next year.
Oh, sick.
So he shows up and wins it. So he brings his skis free. That's what I've been told. So he's still skiing. He's still throwing down.
Good. Because, I remember looking up to him. Because there was him.
He's insane.
And, the freaking rodeo on at Roundtop.
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he did it with a broken Liberty ski.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because he never moved out west or really went out west.
No.
It was him and Cody Gooslaw.
Yeah, Cody he tore it up too.
Yeah, they ran Big Boulder.
Yeah.
Him, Cody, and Stevenson. Stevenson was like the little Grom hanging around those kids.
Yeah.
Well, I just remember the one, I think it was still just Big Boulder Open then. It was Casey, Jamie Fico, Cody Gooslaw. I don't know if you were in that one that year, but Ryan signed up as a kid, like under 15 or whatever.
They
did qualifying, and they bumped him into the adult category for finals, and then he ended up winning.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was like 14 years old.
Yeah, I wasn't. Was that the year of the first Sean Jordan Open? If it was, that's when I tore my knee.
God, I think this was the year before. I don't know. It could have been a Sean Jordan. I can't remember. I just remember entering it with no business entering it because I wasn't good at jumps. And I remember the first jump is such a step down.
That's how I felt when I hadn't hit jumps yet. Yeah. And I went and hit those, and then I tore my knee.
The first one was, like, the big rails, I was, like, sick. Like, obviously, we don't always have those size rails at Roundtop, so it was a little scary, but, like, I was like, rails, and we got this. And then the first jump was literally, like, a 3-story step down. Yeah. And I just remember, like, first round of the contest, I was just so amped, and I just went so big. I wanted to just do a cork 3, and I went 5, landed flat, and just blew up, and I just, like... I'm like, fuck, my leg, and I just sit up, and it's Sean Jordan running over.
Yeah.
To be like, dude, are you okay? And I was like, what the fuck did I just do? I don't even think I might have taken my second run. I don't know if I did. I just know Derek. I was mostly there because Derek signed up, and Derek was doing pretty good. But just the kids that came from Jersey and stuff, Mountain Creek, all that.
Yep.
It was such a scene back then. And it's wild because now that I see kids out west and know some of them, like a few kids that came to Ski the East for our jump shoot and fireworks thing. I now, like, Sam Ganoza was there, like, he rides for service, but, like, I didn't know him then, so it was just wild that, like, he came to our home resort.
Yeah. That was probably one of the coolest events.
It was, dude. It was so cool, just having that big... There's no way we've ever used that yellow rail.
We haven't used it again, no.
Yeah. Is it still yellow and just...
Oh, yeah, it's still...
I didn't know if they cut the legs off it or something yet.
No. Not yet. Maybe next year. But, no, it's still alive.
It'd be insane to, like, cut the front leg and just make it the biggest up you could ever make. You don't even need a snow pile.
Nope.
That'd be sick, dude, if you put it on the side of a jump. Like, not the side, but, like, next to a jump and just had it at a slight angle so you just float to a landing. I doubt Roundtop would ever let that, but...
No side features.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, Roundtop has changed so much over the years.
I just miss Big Boulder pulling up and you can see the jumps as you pull up.
Yep.
They're so massive.
Well, that and it was like such an 2-hour drive. Every drive I've ever had for the rest of my life, I've always been like, oh, we're 2 hours away? Sick, that's just a drive to Big Boulder.
May Day would have been today if they still did May Day. First Saturday of May.
The Pat Morgan post?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, holy shit. I don't think I was around for the last couple, but I think every year the snow got less and less.
Well, there was years where they'd run the lift.
Yeah, I was going to say, the first 2 years, I think they ran the lift, and it was, just, like, top to bottom skiing, and then I think one of the last years, you had to, like, hike 200 feet down You get off the lift and then hike a couple hundred feet down. Yeah. But I just remember how crazy that snowball fight the entire day. Like, you'd get in the lift line and you'd throw snowballs to the front, and then as you'd, like, get closer and closer to the front, you'd just turn around and throw them the other way. It was so crazy. That place it's wild. I don't know how Vail thinks they're going to turn it into, like, a family resort. Because those lodges were always so run down.
Yeah.
Like, I think they had it perfect. They sent everybody to Jack Frost. That was family-oriented. Mm-hmm. Those were nice lodges, nice lifts. Mm-hmm. And then you had this rugged resort with I think they had 3 double chairs next to each other.
Yeah.
Wooden seats.
6-pack.
Yeah. 6-pack with 3 different...
They were ahead of the time back in the day.
But it's, like, insane because, like, I always tell kids at Park City, like, this resort would open with basically the bottom rail section at Park City, that size of a slope, maybe a little wider, but same speed, like, just a freaking really flat, but 70 features.
Yeah.
Like, 70 features. And the first 3 days of the year, you'd show up with, like, 3 or 5 cans of soup or something to get a lift ticket.
Yep. That was always the best.
It was so sick. And just, like, and they stayed open.
They don't do that anymore.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago I went.
They like pawned off all their rails to other valleys.
They're all gone?
Pretty much. I mean, they have some for their park that they have. But, yeah, they've all gone to all these different mountains.
Gotcha. I was talking to somebody recently about that because they were like, I think they're still just sitting in their parking lot. I was like, no way, we need to get
Not all of them.
Of course, Roundtop didn't get any of those.
No. We were supposed to, but then we couldn't lock down a trailer with...
I would have flown home and done that. I need to make it to Roundtop this year, or this coming winter. Working at the ski shop I worked at, I don't buy Epic Passes anymore because I just don't like Vail. But working at the shop, they were like, if you want an Epic Pass, you can get one for free. I was like, sick, I have Icon, a Brighton, and now I can have an Epic. I was like, sick, if I go home, and then they didn't even open for Christmas. So I don't think I came home this year. But dang, dude, that's wild. The good old days. Dang, do you have any skiers that you watch now that you, like, look for their edits or anything? Do you have any that come off the top of your head, or any on Instagram where you just, like, see their videos and you're like, the fuck?
Karstetter.
Jackson?
Yeah.
You like Jackson?
He just
insane.
slops and spins. Just
yeah.
Siver. I like watching.
Civer,
cider, whatever.
Yeah. Civer's sick.
Tomato.
Yeah. Well, I met this kid at Gib League, Mikkel, and like I noticed him in some of the like feet like spots or sessions, but I didn't notice until Woodsy's like, yeah, do you think you could take him to the Reno airport? And I looked up his Instagram, and it was the most like everything was feet together landing. It'd be like a 40-foot down rail, and he'd do like switch tails 2 on, Pretz 4, and it was feet together.
Yeah.
Or I think it was at Andorra, he did cork 8 on, back 2,
jeez,
feet together. Like it was the craziest shit.
I think I remember seeing that.
He comes from that resort where you see the, I forget the name, but you know the PVC rails that are like bent?
Oh.
The fat tubes?
Yeah,
I forget the resort.
That's where Andres Hatveet
Yes, yeah.
builds the parks and stuff.
Yes.
He just put out a new
one?
A new edit, and I look out for those edits.
Yeah. Dude, that's just the way those PVC... Well, I feel like...
I think he did a flip-on, swap, blind 8 out or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's just sick on a tube like that because, like, the skirtless factor being high off the ground, the nut factor is gone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, like, what they do is still insane. So it's like you still have to have that skill, but you can be kind of more relaxed on, like, focusing on the actual trick.
Yep.
So it's like I love... Like, that's why I love Brighton so much. Because they have these fat milli tubes. They have a quad kink, a flat.
They just stay there all the time, don't they?
I think they move them like maybe 10 feet at the most. Yeah. They'll put them together and stuff, but for the most part, they're usually in the same order. But it's just so nice to, like, you go through the jump line, you come to the rails, and the first 3 things are these fat tubes. And, like, kids are still, like, I was there the other day before Jed Blue Waters went to
I like watching
Mammoth.
Him too.
Jed is insane. Before we went to Mammoth, I'm just like rolling through like, oh, what's up, Jed? And then he drops because I think Patrick P-Ring was filming him, and he just like blasts of like switch tails 2 to forward to then back 3 up pretzel 4. And just like, dang, I didn't even think about disastering that rail. And it was just like, yeah, Jed's insane.
I always look for Ryan Stevenson stuff too.
Yeah. I would love to see another street cut from him.
And Andreas, I always like watching his stuff.
Do you watch any of the unrealistic?
Oh yeah,
Jasper. That stuff's insane.
Those rails are that flat down. Like
it's like a 3-foot flat and then like 120 foot down or something.
Yeah.
And some guys are touching the flat just to be like, yeah, I slid the whole thing.
I don't know. Definitely some wild stuff there.
Have you hit an urban rail? When's the last time you hit an urban rail? I just remember coming here with Lupe for his X Games thing. I think it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I hit you up because I know you've hit urban around here. I was like, dude, where are the spots? And honestly, you sent me this like 10 or 16 kink, and you're like, yeah, dude, I got so close to doing it or something.
That was up
like,
in State College.
Yeah. And you were just, yeah. I remember you sending me the picture, and I was like, what the fuck?
My buddy Pat P. Shep and myself tried that rail one year up at school. That was gnarly.
I would never hit something with that many kinks. That's insane, dude. That is insane.
I got to the 8th kink. That's my claim.
I think it's so wild. You couldn't even start at the top because it was so long. Could you?
No, I did.
You did?
We had
started at the top.
We had pallets from the Lowe's next door. That rail was behind a Lowe's, and I don't think anyone's ever tried to hit it other than
what you guys did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't go through State College, but I just remember. Because I think the first time I ever met Steve was, I think it was They See Me Trolling where you hit that down rail behind the church.
That might have been.
And you were there.
That might. No.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. I remember you and him hitting it.
Derek was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was trying 2 on to switch.
Yeah. I just remember like we started building the lip and then he showed up and was just like, no, this is where you want to put the lip, and just started like breaking it. I was like, all right, this is sick.
Yes, Steve hit me up the one year to do urban, and then it was at Washington Heights Elementary School, and we got kicked out. Never got to hit it. We were setting up it was like a step up to like a closeout to and then it was a nice landing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, as soon as we got the lip built,
so you got kicked.
Yeah.
Dang, that's the worst.
Yeah.
I've never hit an up rail.
His brother Will was there.
Nice.
The film. Yeah. But that's probably the last time I've seen Steve.
I don't think he comes around here anymore.
I did the last urban rail I think I did was Sam Krebs and I. It was where Flight Systems is by Redland High School.
I know Redland, but I don't know the Flight Systems thing.
It was a steep down rail.
Was it behind one of the schools?
It was nice in this industrial park.
Gotcha.
But I guess one urban highlight, Andy Perry.
Yeah.
And
he showed up?
Yeah, him and Shay Flynn.
No way, we're here in...
Yeah.
What? Shay Flynn was here in... What the fuck?
Yeah. They were filming for one of the Meatheads films, I think. I think it was Work It Out.
Damn.
But I hit urban up in what was it, Marysville with them. It was like a jump up on top of a baseball dugout to a jump over a fence.
Sick.
And I got it. So I was, I take care of athletic fields. I was working at the Revolution at the time.
Gotcha.
I got the groundskeeper to let us in, and we did some things in the stadium.
Oh, sick. So you guys weren't worried about getting kicked out.
Yeah.
They
turned the lights on in the stadium for us. Yeah.
Dude, that's so sick.
None of that stuff made the video or anything, but then in Columbia, right across the river, there was this abandoned building. Now it's the Turkey Hill Experience.
Turkey Hill Experience?
Yeah. It's it was this rundown building, and we were skiing through it and jumping out of the one side.
Gotcha.
And now it's like an actual building people work out of, and people, it's like an attraction. So that was pretty cool. And then that same winter, got invited to Mountain Creek for a park shoot there.
Gotcha. Sick.
With pretty much the same crew. Sean Jordan.
That's sick.
I think Ryan Anderson, I don't know if that rings a bell. But that was fun.
That's sick. I didn't know you hit street with Shay Flynn.
Yeah.
I was randomly last spring pass at Hood. We were camping down at Lolo Pass, and it's 40-minute drive to the mountain, but it's just the nicest camping spot. And right at the end of the road where you get on the highway to go up to the resort is this little cafe that is kind of very well known for everybody that camps down there, and just I'm sure Andy Perry, because he lives there, goes there a bunch. But we just walk, or I'm going to walk in, and I just look at this dude, and he has a beard and kind of bald, and I'm like, the fuck? And me and my buddy look at each other there's no way that's him. And he just holds the door open for us and goes, here you guys go. I was like, thanks, dude. He's like, you're welcome. I was like, is your name Shay by any chance? He's like, yeah. I was like, Shay Flynn? I was like, what the fuck? It was him and Nick Martini.
Oh, nice.
Sitting down with KP from Tree Fort.
Gotcha.
Just for breakfast. But I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah, apparently there was someone was having, Jojo Kapari was having a wedding, so all the step guys were in town. And so Shay came up to go skiing for the day. But we were just holy fuck. And then you tell me that he's been around our hometown to hit street. That's crazy.
So the one day when they were in town, they were staying at a hotel kind of over by Cedar Cliff High School, I think. And we got done skiing, and we came back to my parents' house, and Andy and I came up and skied that day.
Sick.
Well, Shay was in school. He did his online college work in my bedroom. Well, Andy and I came up and skied, and I don't know. It was a pretty cool experience. It was definitely cool getting a call from Jeff McDonald from Meatheads.
Damn.
Invite me to go out there. Definitely was yeah, I'll be there. And then I skipped classes
Oh, yeah.
for a few days. I show up to class when I get back, and it was a freaking economics class, and I had an exam that I had no clue about.
And you missed it?
Well, no, I showed up and had to take a test that I didn't even know anything about. So,
do you know who I was just skiing with? Professor?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. So
see, I knew that's why I wanted to get you on here, because I knew you had some crazy stories from the East Coast. That's so sick, dude.
And it's funny now, you know, Andy's still doing the line traveling circus and stuff.
Yeah.
I got my son watching it now.
Sick.
Yeah, he'll watch it before bed.
That's so cool, dude. Yeah, it's wild just being on the Oregon coast around like spring and summertime. I kind of started to get to know Will because he surfs, so he's always out on the coast. So anytime he's out there, he hits me up, and I'm just like, dude, this is some dude that I watched for years and years and years, and then he's texting me about going surfing, and I'm just
when Andy and Shay were up this way, he was supposed to come there, but I don't know if you remember him hitting that rail down in Washington and breaking his ribs in one of like the line traveling circus videos.
No, I don't remember.
Well, he broke his ribs and couldn't come ski urban up here. So, but that would have been
like
I never met him, but
that had to be like one of the only injuries, because he's like
he's
a lot of people that like really know their history with urban are like, dude, how does this guy for so many years put out insane street parts and have like 1 or 2 injuries his whole career?
Yeah.
Because he always does those crazy like switch lip to the nose under on to back to switch. Or like he posted something the other day at Mammoth that was fucked up. It was like 2 rails parallel to each other, but like one was further down slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a transfer rail, but he didn't use the first rail. He just used I don't even think it had a lip. It just had like a little flat wedge, and he just went switch nose over, or what did he do? He did switch nose under to on to switch.
Yeah, that nose under.
And there was no lip. Like, he just had to wait until he was above the rail, like, at the very end to put his noses on. He is so, like, what he thinks of is fucked.
Yeah.
So that's insane that all those guys... See, it's wild because I feel like those guys that filmed... I mean, there's definitely less and less snowstorms this way.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you don't hear of, like... A-Haul or like any of those. Like, it seems like everybody stays up in Minnesota for street trips. Nobody really comes down this way to Pennsylvania.
This year would have been a decent year.
Was there a bunch of snow here?
Yeah, we'd get snow. It'd melt in a couple days, but
gotcha.
Yeah. There were some.
That's always been the problem with here, is it melts in a couple days. But isn't it wild? Like, you know the Rite Aid spot?
Rite Aid.
The Rite Aid headquarters over in Camp Hill. There's that parking garage.
Yeah.
Did you know, like, Logan Britcher and, like, E-Cook took some kids over there to hit that?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to hit that corner spot for so long. And I almost flew home because Ethan he texted me, he's like, yo, we're going to the Rite Aid spot. And I was like, dude, I want to come so bad. I think it was right when I came through with Lupe and Wallish. But we went north to finish out Lupe's real ski video. And I think that's what E-Cooks came with us, but then when he came back, he's like, there was still snow from that big snowstorm, and he's like, I'm going with Logan and them. And I was like, fuck, I gave him that spot. I was like, I want to hit that so bad.
I've never hit that one.
It's a big drop.
Didn't some of those other younger kids hit it the other year too?
I just know the snowboarder, Logan Britchard, and Ethan Palmer.
Yes.
I think he hit it with them.
Yes, okay. I saw Ethan hit it. That's who I was thinking of.
But it's just, I don't know. I need to look at that place because you kind of always think of things in urban before you get to the spot, and then
I always
obviously shit changes.
Kyle always, Heinzelman Toast.
Yeah, Toast.
He hits urban every year with
Still?
Brendan. Yeah.
Nice.
And he always asks me to go. But then, like, I never can think of spots. Like, yeah. I'll find spots throughout all summer.
Yeah.
I gotta start, like, marking them or something. But I'm also like, all right, I'll be 34 here soon. I don't know if I should be.
That's when your young self clicks in and like, all right, 2 to switch.
Yeah. I can still do it, but
it's just even different on. You could have 1,000,000 2 to switches on a fat rail here, but the handrail aspect. It's so much slicker of a rail. That's something I noticed on one of my street trips of just like, dang, dude, every single feature we're finding is this like 1.25 inch round bar, and you're just like, dude, that shit's so slippery, especially if it's a steep down.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I helped judge a rail jam this year.
Here at Roundtop?
Yeah.
How many kids showed up?
There's a good amount from Whitetail and Liberty, but like it was the Toyota like thing.
They had one of the Toyota events here?
Yeah, but
wow.
They had one at all 3 mountains in this area on the same day, so like,
oh wow.
That didn't make any sense.
Yeah. That's so
like,
dumb.
Like we had some kids that from here go to Whitetail so they could win, because you know how the best riders are here at Roundtop.
Yeah.
Liberty has some decent, but Whitetail,
Yeah.
Not trying to start anything, but it's just facts.
Yeah, no, it is. Spencer Jordan comes here, or not Spencer Jordan.
Spencer Wilson.
Yeah,
he's still around.
Have you got any days with him?
No, actually, no. I've always missed him. But
I remember when I was coming through with Lupe and them, we went through Buffalo, and he hit me up to come to one of the spots, but we were just moving so quickly, and I think we got kicked out of one of the spots when he was going to come meet us, and so I never met up. And then he's like, I came here one year for, I think, end of the year or something.
Yeah.
And he was here, and I was just like, dude, no fucking way. I used to do it was a loaded turkey at Whitetail, right? Some sort of like hay bale rail jam at Whitetail.
What was that called?
It was
Harvest Fest.
Yeah, Harvest Fest. That was like one of the first. Me and Derek befriended Spencer.
I won the first ever Harvest Fest.
Really?
Yeah, the first.
Did you win?
Yeah, I won it. Yeah.
Sick. I just remember it being like a snow run-in to then just hay bales and a drop off the rail. And some of them were so tall because there was no snow.
Yeah. I think they had a flat down end.
Yeah, exactly. And it was super tall. Like the flat was like 5 feet off the ground.
A flat down and a flat down box.
Yep. I think they just use the same rails every year then, because that was the same for me. Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you have a bunch of clips from this past year that you're going to put together?
Yeah. It's definitely hard to find people to film with anymore these days.
You don't have Stambo with the red camera anymore?
No, not anymore. No. I ask him every now and again. He shoots me down.
Sick. You just need to teach your kids to hold a GoPro.
Oh, it's getting my daughter filmed me once.
Sick.
I have a shot on the Dragon Tail box.
And it was filmed by your daughter?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
I set her up like a tripod. I was like, all right, stand here. Point it at the rail, And she did it. She got the shot. So every time I tell Witten to do it, he like talks crap about me. He goes, my dad's lame. Like
at 6 years old?
Yeah.
He has no idea. You got to start feeding him your old edits, dude.
Yeah. But it's definitely, I definitely appreciate all the times that Stamball.
Oh, for sure.
Sam. I mean, honestly, without any video, how do you get sponsors? How do you get any, they've done a lot for me. Stamball definitely hooked me up with Under Armour.
Sick.
Got me in touch with, he's always doing all these events. He knows
been
the right people.
Good business.
Oh yeah.
Business mind as far as skiing.
Yeah. So very grateful for.
That's what me and Derek have always talked about. Of just like, dude, if we didn't have Stamball to get some of those like super crisp clips, like, even though we weren't that great back then, but he just made us look way more. Yeah.
Everyone loves a high def red filmed
slow-mo,
slow-mo front too.
I just remember an edit with him. We were like filming for the day, and he was just like, "All right, let's do something other than a back tune." I was like, "Oh fuck." But that's what kept everybody in check. I feel like people don't talk like that.
Yeah.
But dang, those were the.
But no, like a lot of so I got a new GoPro. So, because it's just coming down to like I have to film like POV all the time.
Yeah.
And I have such an old GoPro, like
shaky, doesn't work.
Shaky.
Yeah.
It's like I'm skiing. Sick! I just landed that, and then I watch the video, and it's like all blurry and like vibrating. You know, like I just like, oh, what the heck, dude? You know. But there's times where like Kyle or
Brennan,
so, you know. I think this year was
mostly snowboarder.
Yeah, this was the first year he didn't. I normally get one shot from Brendan, but he didn't film me one time this year, so
Dang.
He broke the cycle. But you know,
Parker manager.
I've linked up with a couple kids and Johnny V. I don't know if
I know him.
I'm gonna butcher his last name, Vasciano.
Oh, he's like the older dude. Dude, it's so... Whenever I come home and I'm skiing, there's like a certain...
He's always hiking something.
Yeah, there's certain people that I'm like, all right, if I see this dude, like, the scene is still here of, like, our crew and stuff. And every time I see him, I'm like, dude, keep fucking going. Yeah,
him, myself, Kyle, we're probably, like... the only skiers still really hanging out in the park still, you know, from the, you know, Doris is up in Vermont.
Yeah. I've been wanting to go visit him.
But,
he skateboards now a lot.
Stanball's been saying he's old since he was like 18, you know.
I know, I remember doing first K-Fed battle with Stanball. I think every year I come home and I see him, like, joke about it.
He hits rails still every now and then. He'll straight slide a rail.
I think it was either 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, all right, let's see a 4 out. He's like, I don't know. I think he tried it, but just like wheelied out.
He filmed me a couple years, took a couple laps with the GoPro with me.
Sick.
But yeah, no, still going at it. Sticking to what I know.
Yeah.
We don't have much of a jump scene here anymore, so I definitely lost a lot of jump tricks.
Oh.
But I can still spin left and right.
Sick.
Up until 5.
Sick. I think that's the most I've ever done right.
I did a right 7. Yeah, right, a natty 7 2 years ago.
Nice.
So that was new for me. I did a left 7 into a right 7 off these like 10-foot jumps, just spin the wind, you know.
Pencil.
But
well, since you still work here, do you know like event coordinators or people here? Because E-Cook's been talking about bringing something to Roundtop, as far as like bringing some people here. And I was like, well, we need to talk to Urich about. I don't know any of the higher ups anymore.
You got to talk to Brennan. He'll get you in touch with him.
Yeah, E-Cooks is trying to bring something back to Roundtop.
Yeah,
it'd be sick.
It would be. I mean, the GM here, after seeing like the rail jam was a big hit that we held. That was the first time we had a rail jam in like, I don't know, a year or two.
Gotcha.
And it was really good. People had a lot of fun. So I do think they're up for more events.
Sick. Yeah,
you know, that's one thing that's one thing that disappoints me about here anymore is there's just no events. Like back in high school, middle school, there was like a rail jam every like third Friday night.
Yeah, I remember pulling up and it'd be like the cash spot feature cash where it'd be like, oh, we do the McDonald's box back in the day, and it'd just be you guys would just have cash to give out.
Yeah, I mean,
so it wasn't even like
did like a retro
event.
Rail jam.
Yeah.
There was a, you know, in middle school when there was a rail jam, it was always like some sort of like circus rail, and it was like basically if you got to the end, you won. You know. Manoni would always win those. He'd always get to the end, but then do like a 2 out.
That's so sick, Manoni. I just remember him always talking about the pipe and like, dude, like, can't believe they got rid of the J-bar pipe, and like everybody like, dude, that thing was so kinked out or something. And then the one year we put a quarter pipe on the side of the second jump.
Yes, and he freaking boosted.
Yeah,
big
I
flare
remember.
Or whatever.
Like, why does this guy talk so much? And then all he just did first
he was
hit.
A pipe guy, man.
I don't even think he tested it. He just first hit, went like 15 feet out.
Oh, dude.
And
I remember, and Stambo got a picture of it.
Yeah,
I remember seeing it.
That was the craziest.
I even shared it. And I was like, I hope to still be doing stuff like this when I'm that age. And here I am, that age. So, yeah,
because that was a hand dug quarter pipe.
Yeah. And this year he came into the J-Bar Park early season. I was with Kyle, and he was going on about, how he talks about everything. He never stops talking about the past. And then he's like, yeah, see those pine trees behind the J-Bar shack? Yeah, I used to jump over those as I was a kid. I was like, I think they were probably a little smaller than they are now. They're like 50-foot trees right now. He goes, yeah, I think they were just planted, but yeah, we used to jump over them. I was like, all right.
I love Benoni.
Yeah, he always has stories.
Yeah, I think it was the last time I was home or something. I saw it was like closing day or something.
Yeah. I hit a drop on Lower Ramrod a couple years ago that I've never seen anyone hit before.
Gotcha.
And
Lower Ramrod?
Upper
Ramrod.
So like
the far left side?
Yeah, you know how there's that ledge.
Yeah.
But then there's
a rock.
There's
on
a
the
rock on the
I think
ledge.
I remember you sending me this video or something.
Yeah, so like I skirted behind a tower, sandwiched between a tuna net.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, Team Tuna was what my cousin's. Team Tuna was what my cousin's crew was called. Team Tuna. All right, sorry for the sidetrack there, but that just came back to me.
We had to clarify.
And I hit that drop, and like as you go off the rock, you also have to duck because there's a power line.
Oh my god.
And I posted something about like, a new drop or something.
Yeah.
Rare drop or something. Oh, we used to hit that all the time. There wasn't a net there though. Gotcha. I was like, okay, yeah, well, if there wasn't a net there, of course everyone would be hitting it. But yeah,
because there was a rock.
He always
there.
corrects you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remember the last time I saw him, it was like closing day or something, and I just was always super young when I'd see him, and then he was like tailgating with a bunch of buddies, and he's just like, you're old enough now, like, dude, let's smoke a bowl or something. I was like, sick. Just because I looked up to this guy, especially after seeing him do that huge flare.
Yeah.
I was like, are all these stories real? And then, that 15-foot air. It was insane. Because he's on like the same old gear or whatever that he was always on.
He's gotten new gear now.
Sick. Dang, dude, that's good to see. Oh, fuck. So we're going to see some clips come out of you once you get your computer straightened out.
Yep.
Damn, sick, dude.
Yeah, I filmed on some rainy days. I save all the good days for the kids,
Yeah. Rainy day, laps around top. Jesus, dude, I need to come back here some more. But it'd be I'm trying to help Ethan, whatever he's trying to plan here, because he brought it up a couple weeks ago about bringing something back to Roundtop, and I think it'd be insane to get some big name dudes here.
That would be cool. Kids would love it. Yeah,
no, exactly. I think it would bring a bunch of people out of the woodworks too, or just like kids driving from quite far.
Yeah.
If he just does it right or announces it correctly.
There's a lot of kids wearing their goggles backwards on their helmet like Henrik, so get Henrik out here.
Nice.
Doesn't he film Henrik?
Yeah. It warms my heart when you see a kid wearing a helmet and he just has a random Tall T sticker on the helmet. I'm like, sick. That makes me feel good, especially here at Roundtop. There's still a crew of kids around here, but it definitely
not like
isn't.
It used to be.
No, definitely not.
Definitely the level of riding's not like it used to be. I'm not ragging on any. I don't know how young these kids are. I'm terrible with ages. I don't know any of them either.
Yeah.
But
I know a few of them because some of them are younger cousins of my friends from school.
Gotcha. I mean,
but like
don't get me wrong,
very loose landings.
Down.
Very loose landings.
Very loose. Yeah.
There's no group of kids that like keeps everybody in check. So like I'll see these Instagram posts and it'll be some like somewhat gnarly trick, but like sketchy landing or revert or something, and I'm just like, there's all these comments of like sick dude, or like this is awesome, and a bunch of views.
Pizzas or something. I can't. That's one pet peeve, I guess. Switch pizza. I can't switch pizza.
Yeah, but like there'll be all these comments of like, dude, this is sick, and I just like, with how many like comments are like favoring this, like it makes me want to comment more of just like, I was close, like, you know what I mean?
You'll get it next time.
Yeah. Clean it up or something. Just because I feel like that's how we always were, but it wasn't through like a comment section. It was like you got the clip and you showed your buddy, and he was like, "Oh, dude, come on!" Yeah. Like, you'd be like, "Ah, fuck, you're right."
I did. There's a clip that's funny because the last day skiing, I was filming POV, and the long lift tower tube, I did an elusive.
Sick.
And then I came into the new Wu-Tang rail that I built, and I was going for front six, but I didn't quite get it around. But I was like, well, it's POV, it might like be okay, like I might be able to. And then I sent it to Kyle. He goes, 540 much, and I'm like, screw you, dude. Okay, I won't use it, all right?
That's how it was, though.
I was like, man, I'm 33. I think I can count it, you know?
Yeah, there's just been a few times where I see a clip, and it's just like, like, you just, like, you don't want to say something, but then when you see all the comments of, like, this is sick, or, like, I'm just, like, it makes me want to comment, like, calling it out even more, just because there's so many people, like...
And, like, that rail jam that we had... Like,
bunch of loose tricks.
It was loose, nothing super technical. Like, there's a couple kids trying front six out.
Sick.
I mean, they ended up getting it, but that was like the only thing they did.
Gotcha.
You know,
because they tried that the whole time.
And then there's kids hitting every feature, doing, you know, 2 on the forward, or just like K-Fed, or you know, like definitely like. Back in the day, you had to go way harder, and
you got those were like the first things you did, and
those were your warm ups.
Yeah.
But
no, exactly, and I feel like it's weird because rail jams are getting, or at least the bigger ones that I've been to are like, I mean, I'm not always a part of them. Sometimes I'm just there doing interviews or something, but like, there's no big contests that are jam style anymore. There's like the jam to qualify to get in, and then it's the whole commercial broadcasting where it's like, you're here, you're sitting, you're waiting, all right, now go.
Yeah.
And it's such a different... The first Steel City is when I noticed that, because I was injured then, and I went to... Mason was doing it, McDonald, and then Bobby Broccoli and Zach Massey.
He's also one I like to watch.
Dude, I love Bobby. He's so... His style, and then just his energy when you're like sitting on the lift with him, he gets so hyped. But they were there competing, and I was just like hyping them up just because, I look up to Bobby, and just he's a good friend. And just like, it was so sick. He was killing it in the qualifier just because it was in jam format, and then it got to the broadcast side where it was like 2 people went, and there was a commercial, so there was 5 minutes of waiting. Jeez. And it was like, you got to scan your bracelet. The scan wouldn't always work, so you'd like scan it, walk, and then go back, have to scan, and then drop, and then it was, it's just, it throws it all off. Mm-hmm. So they really need to bring back some sort of event that is as close to an open jam as they used to be. Yeah. Because that's how Rails to Riches was, right? It was just a freaking jam of chaos.
You basically are like running up to the top, get as many hits as you could.
Exactly. And now that there's so many rail jams, and it's sick to see that they're coming back, like Wallish's. Yeah. They're doing stuff in there's people are talking about it going.
I like the Dude Tour one.
Yeah, the street style. Yeah. I really like that too, but they're even talking about...
I know that's not like rail jam, but it, you know what I mean.
It's more rail jam than street to me, so I would consider it rail jam. Yeah. But like with the X Games slush thing coming back, I just know from Jason, or from the Good Enough podcast, they're talking about how there's going to be rail jam events, and it's going to be eventually in the next couple Olympics, in the Olympics. Rail jams.
That'd be wild.
That'd be insane. So like for all that to come back...
there's a chance for me to make the Olympics. Should I start training?
Yeah, start getting Roundtop going.
All I do is rails now, so...
Well, it'd just be insane, because there are a lot of people that are... Like, Siver's not really that good at jumps. He has his few where he's... Just because his style translates over. Mm-hmm. But like a guy like him who's so fucked up on rails, it'd be insane to see him in the Olympics, especially because when he's on, dude, like his crowd work of like hyping up the crowd and just it's so cool. So like it'd be sweet to see someone like him at the Olympic level. And like there's like positive and negatives about something going into the Olympics as well, but I feel like we just need to be on top of it to where we kind of control like how much of a jam it is. Because I feel like if it keeps going the way it is right now, there's a lot of rail jams that are just so... You drop, wait your whatever minutes, you have 5 hits, but your best 3 count. Yeah. And I feel like it's too much like a slope style. Yeah. So we need to bring back the Rails to Riches jam format. Because that would
Rails to Riches just needs to come back.
Yeah, that's true. It's Corinthia something now. And it's not anywhere the same amount of money. I think it's $1,000.
Yeah. I forget what they call it.
You need to do King of Jib again.
That'd be cool.
E-Cook's Invitational. It's
I don't know about that one.
No, dude, it's so funny because E-Cooks has become such a big name in filming, but he's like one of the worst skiers to come out around top.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
He must do all tripod filming.
No.
No?
He's got.
Does he hit the booters?
Follows. I don't know if he doesn't follow cam on the booters. He's a zoom cam kind of guy, like OSAP.
Yeah.
But he's gotten sent, like, you'll roll through the park with him and he'll just jump everything. Like, he'll tail smack tranny find rails, but he won't touch them.
Oh my.
I love Ethan. He's so funny. He's really grown up too. He's fucking like 6'4" now.
Really?
He's huge.
I think he was like 4 foot tall last time I saw him.
Yeah, it's super puny. Yeah, he'll make his way. We'll definitely try and figure out something here at Roundtop. I just knew, I was like, oh, if I talk to Mike, he's the one I'd need to talk to. Sick. You got anything else off the top of your head? No, we're sitting here at Roundtop, even though we can't really see it. Oh, the run is over.
The run is over. No.
Dang, dude. Well, we can end it here, man. It's great to talk. What is this? We're at an hour 31. I think this is the longest one I've recorded. I knew this was going to be a good one. You just have been around Roundtop through all the best eras, and you're still up here, so
yeah,
it's sick. Dude, there's times where I think about I see like an edit or some kids at Roundtop, like a little crew, and I'm like, fuck, man, it'd be so sick to be back there. But you just know it's not exactly what it used to be.
It's definitely not, but like I said, John, Kyle, and myself, we're like the dads of Roundtop.
We should make an edit next year.
Yeah, we're still up here. We're the old heads in the park now. It's kind of weird, but
well,
but honestly, there's nothing to do but slide rails anymore. You know, like.
But it's wild because I feel like my generation of younger kids to you guys, like me, Derek, I feel like people skied together more. To where, like, I just was the annoying little kid to you and Doris was like, oh, I kind of like this kid, even though I remember, like, Dan was like, who's this little shit? And stuff like that, but just, like,
probably
me
still
sticking...
says that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I remember Dan saying absurd stuff. But, yeah, like, I feel like the littler kids, I mean, you guys are... There's definitely somewhat of a age gap span there, but I feel like they don't come up to the older kids as much as, like, we did.
Yeah.
To annoy you guys.
Yeah. Kids don't talk to me much. They probably don't even know who I am.
That's wild.
They don't know about that.
You gotta wear the pink pants again, dude. You got any RT Weekends gear?
I still have all my Under Armour stuff.
Sick.
I'm still rocking all my free stuff.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
I think I've only ever sold like one jacket.
Nice.
But I'm still, switching on and off. Keep everything.
I don't know where all the freaking kits I got from Doris are. I just remember having all anything Doris was selling, I'd buy it.
Oh, Doris.
I hope he's doing well.
He is. He still does his K-feds every time he's hitting rails, so.
I mean, he's got to be running out of those 8-degree rocker skis, doesn't he? I think he's on something else, actually. He's on Vishnu.
Yeah, he's on Vishnu.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's so sick. Well, dang, dude. Thanks for being on and catching up. Roundtop's getting socked in the clouds now. I didn't know it was high enough of an elevation.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you thinking of me and wanting to do this.
Literally, the first night I got home, I was like, dang, how can I hit up Josh? I didn't know if he was around. Just because I've been wanting to talk to him about the whole concussions thing and kind of melt down.
Yeah, I was talking to him the other... Was it last year? I didn't realize he was struggling so much with them.
That's what I'm saying, because I was always the concussion kid in our group. Yeah. And so whenever I heard that he like stopped skiing, well, yeah. So yeah, whenever I was last summer I was home to do the big snow thing in Jersey. Yeah. And there happened to be a Gilson rail jam, and I had a bunch of friends coming from the West Coast, so we were just like, fuck, let's go to there's some money involved, let's go. And I saw him. I didn't even think about him being there, but when we showed up,
I was like the team manager, I think, right?
Yeah. He was running the whole event. So like I was just being an idiot to not think he was going to be there. And it was cool. I caught up with him a little bit, but he was just very busy running the event that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked a little bit about the concussion thing, and yeah, I've been wanting to get him on. Just because we could go back. I just remember him always being like, dude, you have so many concussions, and then he's gotten a few.
He was the first skier to double here.
Yeah.
Probably the only skier to double. There's been some snowboarders to double.
True. Did Brad double here, or was that was Big Boulder? He tried it here.
I think Brad did it here. He got it here.
Sick.
There were some skier kids trying to double on the Susquehanna jump back.
I think I saw those videos, and they were...
I don't know why they were trying.
I think I did see those videos. Yeah, I just remember him being like, yeah, thinking about it, and then before anybody...
And Chad doubled.
Yeah, Chad.
I think you were you there for that?
Yeah, I think I was.
No, I saw Brad double at Boulder a couple times.
I remember that. And then
no, he doesn't even ride.
He doesn't?
No.
Dang. He doesn't even show up the Roundtop?
No.
Dang, married life, dude. I gotta stay away from that. I'm kidding.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
I do.
I thought I just saw a story or something. And
yeah. We'll see. I'm joking because she's probably going to listen to this one. She always listens to him and then tells me. Yeah. Well, sick, dude. Man. Thank you for coming on. It's been crazy going back through the years with you. And just, speaking of everybody's name again, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did this. I was like, I don't know if I should hit him up. I didn't know if you'd be free. It was such a short notice, and this is literally the only day I was free when I asked you. I was like, oh yeah, I'm free almost any day. And I was like, I got the schedule of what I'm doing this week from my mom. I was like, fuck, I don't know if this will work out.
Your mom's still telling you what you're doing this week?
Well, my dad's getting inducted in the Hall of Fame for wrestling, so that's the main reason I'm home. And there's like Fridays when all my brothers and stuff can meet up.
I mean, it's okay if mommy's still running your life, but...
Just when I'm home. Well, Roundtop's not open, so that's not my excuse to get out of the house. My parents would be like, oh yeah, come home for Christmas, and then I'm not home at all. I'm up at Roundtop. Well, so it's sick to be back up here. And yeah, we'll have to get some laps next year for sure.
Yep.
You got to come out to Salt Lake.
I have a lot of people I want to come out and visit.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, you should. Dude, it's insane the amount of kids from Roundtop that are out. There's like a group of like 20 or 30 people.
Really?
In Salt Lake. Because there's Ethan Palmer, all those younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
There's me, Derek. Then there's, do you remember Connor Dolan? Or Quinn. Quinn was the skier. Connor is his older brother. Pickering's out there. Like that whole little squad of kids is out there. But then Drew Stefanik.
That was probably the last like decent squad to come out around top.
That's true. That's very true. The Kyle Pickering.
I really don't know what's coming out of here anymore.
I know there's a few kids, but
I'm just gonna go with the kids are still young, and they still got a lot to learn. That's all I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. But do you know Drew Stefanik? He was like a race. Yeah, he's out there. Yeah. So there's a huge crew. Me and Derek are kicking it. Bledgy, yeah. There's quite a few. So you gotta come. We gotta make a Roundtop edit at Park City.
That'd be cool.
Sick, dude. Well, thanks again.
Yep.
We'll be looking forward to seeing more Laps with Dad episodes.
Oh yeah.
And the season edit from this year.
It'll be season 6.
Let's go. Sick. Well, thanks for watching or listening, everybody. Peace.